What's up YouTube, it's Steve and I'm back with a new video, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you what's on my tech, so stay tuned. If you've been following the channel for a while, you may remember that a little over a year ago or so I did a what's on my tech video where I listed all of the apps and things that I use on the different forms of tech that I have, and so I figured it was time to come back and update that and do another one. But this time there's one major difference. If you remember on the last video, I used both Apple and Android devices. Well, this time it's all Apple, and that's strictly a preference issue. It's not saying that one operating system is better than the other. It's just saying that for me and for my preference, that's where I am right now. Everything that I'm using is Apple products. And with that being said, I also want to make it clear in this video that I'm using both an iMac as well as a MacBook Pro. I will not be showing the apps that are on both because I have the same thing across both, and that's for a specific reason. And likewise with my iPhone and my iPad, some apps I'm not going to show. If I show them on the iPhone, I'm not going to show them on the iPad because it's the same app. There's no need to revisit it. So with all of that being said, and without further ado, let's get into it. So at this point, let's get started. I figured I'd go ahead and start with the iOS devices first. I'm using an iPhone 6 Plus here and the 4th generation iPad or iPad 4. This is like 2 or 3 years old. But anyway, on the iPhone 6 Plus, the apps that I'm using, the tech that I'm using, I'll just slide the iPad over a little bit. Up here, some of these apps I've shown you before. I've shown you the eSword, which is a Bible. It's a Bible app, but it also has a concordance built within it. So you see like you see the words here, and then right next to them you'll see a Strong's Concordance number. If you tap that number, it'll bring up the meaning. It just helps give a better understanding of scripture as you're reading through it. You also have the Blue Letter Bible app. Their site, the app is okay, but their website is awesome. The way they have the Bible on there is similar to how the Bible is here on eSword. Then you've of course, who doesn't have the what used to be known as the Olive Tree Bible app? Now it's just called Bible Study. I like that. I like, a lot of the different fonts and everything. I know looking at this you might wonder why so many Bibles. Well, some of them actually I found the search process to be better in some as opposed to others. Pocket Sword, now this is available on both Android and iOS. This is just like eSword. Of course you've got your scriptures in here, and then you also have your Strong's Concordance, and the difference here is if you tap one of the concordance numbers, the definition pops up here at the bottom, so it's not taking you out of the Bible app into another screen how eSword does. I also have a dictionary in there. I do use that. If anybody here has ever heard of this guy, he's Dr. David Jeremiah. He's done a lot of good writings. He's also a preacher, and he has a weekly television series that comes on. You can actually watch it through this app, or you can listen to it on the radio. I just find this to be a really good app. The same videos that he shows weekly on his website, Turning Point website, are available to watch here through the app. In addition to him, another good preacher that I like to watch is Dr. James Merritt, and this app is called Touching Lives. He used to have a weekly 30-minute TV show that came on. It used to come on here. I know it still comes on. It comes on elsewhere. He's based out of Georgia, I believe. So I'm not sure why it doesn't come on in this area. However, you can watch those weekly broadcasts right here through this app, the Touching Lives app. Next, there is Charisma. If you've ever heard of Charisma magazine, it's a Christian magazine. They actually have an app, and it's free. It's got a lot of interesting articles and sections within it. If you go right, if you tap the menu button, you can start right off with top stories or ministry stories, health, prayer, retailing, U.S., world, politics, culture, marketplace, opinion, and then you've got your settings. So if we want to see what was going on and what headlines are going on under ministry, this is what you would see. All right, and then if you wanted to refresh it, there's a little refresh button there. All right, and that is the Charisma app. In addition to that, this is the K-Love app. K-Love is a Christian radio station that we listen to here in Virginia. It has a very nice selection of music. You can open it, you can listen to the song here, and close it, and it still plays in the background. Now, the way you completely close it out is you've got to swipe it out of your open apps. All right. And I believe that may have been, LightSource. LightSource is a Christian resource app that lists a lot of preachers, some people whose books I read or videos that I watch. They actually have LightSource, a channel on LightSource, and you can go in there and you can watch some of their videos. So like here, you can see Dr. David Jeremiah. He's got a page on there. I mean, you can just scroll through here. It is not as thorough as the actual LightSource website, but you can get an idea of some of the people on there. Next, under the Wallpapers app, I looked at all three of these before. There's nothing new. I mean, Zedge is still my favorite wallpaper app. Matter of fact, that's where I have this Avengers app from. But these three I've already covered before. Under games, I don't really do much gaming on my phone. I can go into gaming better when I get to my iPad. As you can see, there's only 3 games here, and none of which I'm going to go into right now. Under productivity, I believe I covered this before, Faster Scan. That's an app that allows you to turn your phone or your tablet into a scanner. So say, for instance, if you need a document signed and you need to email it back to whoever quickly, all you do is tap that button. There's a feature in here. So what happens is you tap on the app and it opens up, and right down here at the bottom you see a camera button. If you press that, that is what will turn your camera into a scanner, and you can just take it and scan whatever item you want. You even have the option of renaming it, and then straight from within the app you have the feature of being able to email to whoever you need to email to. The rest of these, majority of these were already on here. I'm not going to go over them. iDo is a notepad. I like it a little bit better than the Notes app. I do like that the Notes app on here is able to incorporate pictures and things like that, but I just feel like as far as straightforward note taking, this iDo notepad is you can't beat it. Next I have ACal Lite. Now this was not on here a year ago. This is a calendar app, and the unique thing about this is it also can incorporate the weather where you are. I just thought it was interesting to download because it actually has, you can design things to be in different colors or whatnot. I like the Apple calendar. I'm just not a fan of how straightforward and you're not able to edit it or put any type of colors or anything into it. Okay, next you have WidgetCal. Now WidgetCal shows up in your pull down menu. When you pull the menu down, here's your whole calendar, and you can see how it displays the calendar for the entire month. So I thought that was a nice feature to have, and I downloaded it. Next, out of here, 1Password. This is a password app that is absolutely phenomenal. I have it on both my iPad and my iPhone. The unique thing about it is that when you go in, there's a feature when you set up a password, there's a feature where you can put any notes that you want related to that particular password. And in addition to that, there is also a section where, say for instance, if you work in an office, and you know how a lot of times the telephone's in there, in order to access the voicemail, you need a passcode. Well, rather than creating a password in there, there's a section where you can just make secure notes. And so for something like that, you can just write, work voicemail and put the code down. And then, the great thing about that is all of those passwords that you have, they're secure. The only thing you have to worry about is the one password to get inside. This is a really good app. I was using Keeper. Matter of fact, I still use it on both my iPad as well as my iMac and my MacBook Pro. But I think this here is actually a slightly better password app. Groupon I've gone over before. TripAdvisor I believe I've gone over, as well as Trulia. But this is a new one, Interval. And I guess the best way to describe them is if you have a timeshare through them, this allows you to see the different resorts that are available. I mean, you can scroll through here and just pick one. Say for instance, we want to look at Florida. You can look at Florida, you can look at Orlando. You can pull up one of these, and then if you wanted to see a quick video, there it is. And they have this app is available on both the iPhone and the iPad, and it's called Interval. And it's called Interval International. Now, in addition to that, you can also see high definition videos of each location that they have available. They can show it here by destination. They also show it by resort. And then they also have helpful videos. Well, here there's none available, but if you want to just look at the resort videos, there they are. In addition to that, you can also set up what's called getaway alerts. Now, you can set up your conditions. Basically what it is, you can go in, you can set up wherever it is that you're looking to go. You can set up whatever type of the number of rooms that you're looking for and when you're planning to go. And what will happen is this app will shoot you a reminder every time it finds something that pops up around the time frame that you want to go. Additionally, they have a magazine that comes out, I believe, once a quarter, and you can actually look at that here. You can also email that to yourself, and if you want to, print it out. So that's a really good feature. Again, this app is called Interval International. Next, in my entertainment folder, not much has changed here other than the addition of the Vimeo app, and I do like that. Again, it's not as thorough as the website, but you can go through here. You can open this up, you can search through here by videos, channels, or people. If you haven't established a lot of stuff within your feed, you can look at what Vimeo is recommending to you. This is one that came about with the new iOS 9. That's the news app. I really like this because you can set it up the way you want it to be. You can put in here just what you want just by going to your favorites and editing that. You can put in there whatever it is that you want. You actually go through here and explore, pick the sections that you're interested in and add those to your favorites, and then that's what populates your news. Underneath that, you've got Regal. This deals with Regal Cinemas. This is their official app, so you can see what movies are coming out. You can also buy tickets through there. In addition to that, you've also got the Fandango app, which will allow you to see movie reviews, synopsis, and of course you can buy movie tickets through there. Lastly, in this area is lids. I think I talked about that before, but it's if you're into baseball caps, this is a good app to use where you can find them and also order them. Under this app, this is apps, I just call them passbook apps because they work within Passbook. Well, it's now Wallet, I guess. Out of here, the only one that I'm really going to mention is Walgreens, because these other ones can do the same thing. Basically, within settings, what you can have this app do is you can have it set to activate as soon as you walk in the store. So whenever I go to Walgreens, there's a Walgreens a block or two away from my house. And whenever I go in there, because I have it set to open as soon as I go in the store, if I have my phone out, I'll get a notification and it'll start telling me about the different specials or whatnot that's available in Walgreens that day. The same thing is available with Staples. I'm not sure with Home Depot because I've never seen it pop up. And I don't think I'm logged into Best Buy for it to do it, but I know it does with Staples, Dunkin' Donuts, and Walgreens. So those are really good apps. Also, with that Walgreens app, you can check out if you have like prescriptions that are filled, if that were placed. You can actually look within this app and see them right under prescriptions and health, and then there's a history, prescription status and history. You can get that right there. In addition to that, you can also view the weekly coupons that they have available for you. And like I said, this is available both within Walgreens and Staples, and I know that because I've seen it. Moving right along, I think that's pretty much it on the iPhone, with the exception of Argus. Argus is a health app. I use it basically whenever I'm going walking. Basically what it does is it keeps track of the number of steps that you take, and what you can do with it, you can set a certain number. If you're looking to achieve like 10,000 steps a day, you can set that on there and it'll notify you when you hit that 10,000 or whatever the number may be. It'll notify you once you hit that. You can also link this up with friends or anyone else who you know who may have this app on their device. There's also, I believe, a setting for it to be able to use the Apple Watch. I'm not sure because I don't have an Apple Watch, so I'm not really concerned with using it. Most times I just I have the phone in my pocket and it keeps a very good, very accurate count. And so that's it for the apps on iOS on my iPhone. Now on my iPad here, again, I'm not going to go over apps that I've already gone over. So most of the stuff like within the Bible folder, I've already gone over, so I'm not going to go over those again. If I open up my media app, you see some of the same things. Again, one app here that I do like that I don't have on my phone is the Bleacher Report team stream. And this you can set up, your favorite sports and favorite teams, and you can get information for them delivered right here. That's a really good app. Again, I just went over the Interval app. It works the same way on the iPad that it does on the phone. Now here is where I play the majority of my games, of course, because it's a bigger screen. One of the ones that I'm playing right now is Cooking Fever, and this is a game where it takes advantage, first of all, of the landscape portrait. And basically, you're trying to beat a timer to cook dishes to get them out to your customers. Okay, you can log on. You can get money for logging on. Now, the best way that this works is you need to make sure that you get it. You need to log on 10 days in a row, and once you do, then you start getting gems, which later help you out as far as being able to buy different things. Here we go. So because I've logged on 36 days consecutively, they give me an additional 900 coins as well as 2 additional gems. And of course you want to take that. Now the way this game works, within each restaurant you have a total of 40 levels, and you have to accomplish, you have to finish them with 3 stars in order to get perfect. However, you can finish it, and through a combination of earning coins as well as gems, you can possibly open up other restaurants without having finished the previous restaurant. So an example of what I mean by that is this restaurant here, the sushi restaurant. I'm not finished with it. Matter of fact, if you hit the play button here, you notice that I've only finished 36 levels with 3-star rating. 37 through 40 only have 2. Well, I was on this level, this restaurant. Oh, actually, there's a couple more in here that are not 3-star. But I was on this level for a long time, and I got tired of playing it, so I had enough gems and I had enough money, so I went ahead and bought the sushi restaurant. So I'm going to show you really quick an example of how this game works. So we're just going to pick level 31. This is going to be a little difficult trying to play this around this camera. So you've got bread cooking in the oven, which people are going to come looking for. You got tea brewing here. You've got these, they're looking for bread right off the bat. You've got people want eggs, whatever this thing is called, like a hot dog, and sausage. And you got to try and beat them. You're trying to serve them before they leave the screen. And the quicker you can get it done, the higher your tip is, and the higher their satisfaction is. Alright, some other games that I have on here is Castle TD. Now, if you remember, I may have done a video when I had an Android device a couple years ago called Medieval Castle Defense. That was a very fun game. It just wasn't well optimized. It didn't take advantage of the space on some of the larger Android phones. Well, this here is called Castle TD, and it's basically you play it the same way. You go in, you select your level, you select any upgrades that you have, and that's based on these gems here that you have. The amount of gems that you have, the more gems, of course, the more things you can buy, and that's dependent upon how much they cost. You hit this button here, and this takes you into the game. You set up your defenses, and the enemy comes marching through on this trail, and after a while it gets pretty brutal. I'm not going to play it right now. Another one is Alien Creeps. This is one that my son told me about. It's a really good game. You're basically defending the world against alien invasion. The graphics are great on here. The gameplay is nice. Again, I'll just let you see a little bit of gameplay on it. Here's a level called It's a Ruin. One of the negative things about this game is, as you can see, the load times. Now, basically what you're doing is you're setting up defenses through here because the enemy comes pouring through. They even come out of the face of this wall or this statue here. I'm going to set one up here. Right now I'm just setting up laser turrets with the machine gun turret right in here. And I'm going to hit start. You have to hit start twice, and here they come through. Now here's one of the super soldiers. Here's my other one. I want them up to the front. And you can hear the sound effects in here. It's pretty good. And here is Keeper. Now I told you about 1Password on the iPhone. Here's Keeper. Keeper is available on both OS X as well as iOS. The beautiful thing about having it on OS X is that it syncs across your computers. It doesn't do that on iOS. So for that reason, as well as the reason that I mentioned about being able to put just secured passwords on there, I felt like 1Password is a better option. And with that, that's it for iOS. Now let's take a quick look at the desktop operating system. So you can see right across the bottom here, just some of the more mainly used apps that I have. And this first one here is MPlayerX. I've gone over that in another video, and that's basically the app that I use to play videos through. Not a fan of QuickTime, and so I use this, and I actually have it set to where if I download a video and it opens, it's opening using this. This is the default app that I use. Right after Keynote down here at the bottom, there's a number of apps that I have that I've downloaded specifically for working with Keynote, and the first of which is Presentation Doodles for PowerPoint and Keynote. And what it does is it opens up a number of sort of like doodles or sketches that you have that you can actually put within Keynote slides. Alright, here's some of them here. And this is a free app. Of course, there's options to purchase many more. Alright, but like I said, this is called Presentation Doodles, and it is for PowerPoint and Keynote. Next is Fuel for Keynote Lite. And this is just a additional themes that you can download. I thought some of them looked nice in here, so I downloaded it. And this is a free version. They also have a full or paid version. And lastly, there is Presentation Maker for PowerPoint and Keynote. And you'll notice that the layout for it is similar to Presentation Doodles. However, this is just, you can see the objects here. They're just laid out in different colors throughout. So this whole first section here, everything is laid out in exactly blue format. We can switch it to sky blue. And let's see here. Okay, under exact blue, here's I guess a bunch of items that they call bonus items. Under each one of these colors here on the left hand side, you will have the exact same titles like people, bonus, tools, animals. They're just in whatever color, the primary color that is listed here. So for example, sky blue, everything is listed in a primary sky blue environment. If we go into fresh green and animals, you see it's the same thing, it's just a different color. So I thought that was a pretty cool app to use. One that's not working here for whatever reason, I'm not sure. It worked fine when I downloaded it, but it's ClipArt for iWork and Microsoft Office. And there's a lot of good free ClipArt within this app. But like I said, for whatever reason, it's not. Oh, there it is. So you can use this ClipArt within your within iWork or within Office. Alright, if we keep on going across here, Miro Video Converter is definitely an app worth discussing again. I believe I discussed it the very first time I did the What's on My Tech video, and it's like I said, it's worth repeating. Now here, basically you can take any video, whatever format that you have it in, drag it into this area right here, and then select your menu. And in your menu you can select which format you want it in. You can, if you want it in PSP format, the Aura, VP8, MP4, or if you just want it in MP3 audio format. So that means you can convert different video formats to MP4, or you can convert MP4 to just MP3, so you hear just the audio. I mean, it's an awesome app, and I've had this for over 2 years, and it's great. It's a great conversion app. There's the Bible study app and the eSword app. Of course, you've got Spotify. Everybody knows about that. But you might not know about this. This is called App Cleaner. Now, App Cleaner is an app. You know how a lot of times you delete apps from your device, from your computer, and there's leftover registry files or whatever? Well, with this app, if you come across an app that you want to delete off your computer, all you have to do is find that app within your application folder, drag it into App Cleaner, and App Cleaner starts a process of searching your entire computer for all associated files. Once it finds it, it lumps it all in there together, and then you'll see an option to delete down here in the corner. You click that, and everything related to that particular app is gone. This is a really good app. iDVD that's pretty old. You've got Malwarebytes Anti-Malware. This is an app that I use to scan my computer. Not that I'm worried about getting malware or anything like that, but it doesn't hurt to be safe. And so I download this and scan it. There's other things that it can do as well. Then you've also got GarageBand, and last but not least, you've got MacGo iPhone Cleaner. This is an app that can clean up leftover areas within your iPhone. And again, I have it on both the iMac and my MacBook Pro. It works by connecting your lightning cable from the computer to the device, and then it can go through and clean everything. And so there you have it, guys. That's what's on my tech. If you have any questions, any comments, if you'd like to know the names of any of the apps or where I got them from, please leave that information down in the comment section below, and I will be sure to respond to you. Thanks, and have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.